It used to be a dirt bike.
Used to be
Stonehouse Pub or something.
Pub up here, which was the original clubhouse. They had a golf course here.
Really?
From the 20s.
Oh dang! And we
trashed
it.
So what happened was, I think y'all really worked with some people here.
Yeah.
The neighborhood and stuff. And kind of saved that site. And I talked to a lady and got her point of view, and I was just trying to get y'all's.
Yeah.
They went dark. So I just wanted to, get y'all's sentiments on it. What y'all think.
Yeah, well,
the thing is, it meant a lot to a lot of people.
Oh dang! And we trashed it. Oh dang! And we trashed it. Oh dang! And we trashed it. Oh dang! And we trashed it.
Too much of what's gone before has been trashed for the sake of economics and at the cost of sentimentality. The same waters that fed Dreamland Lake still fill the lake at Paris Mountain State Park. And due to the efforts of citizens who live near what was once Dreamland, the original site of the park has been saved from the Lowe's construction, with hopes of one day connecting a new Dreamland via trails to the state park built in part by FDR's CCC on Paris Mountain. Pam Shucker, who led the conservation effort, granted her thoughts on this endeavor.
Well, they talk about NIMBY, not in my backyard. This is in my front yard. And so, we started watching a couple of years ago now, seeing that surveying was happening. You pass here every day and you begin to think, okay, what's going to happen if this changes, which I've been around for almost 30 years. More than half the land will actually come back to public ownership, and it will be a renaturalized woods eventually. It's saving this, which is the riparian forest that's related to the river, and of course protecting the Reedy River, Greenville's only river. We had perfect legal basis for what we were doing, and because we had the legal basis, they were willing to negotiate with us, and we settled on what we did. Basically, it was 45 acres. Lowe's is building on the front side of it, and using the land, the actual soil from the backside to fill the front side of it. But then they will go back and reforest the backside of it, and it will eventually be a renaturalized area that we will use. We'll develop trails through here, and hopefully develop a trail that will connect all the way to Paris Mountain State Park, so someone can walk from here up to Paris Mountain State Park. The approximately 30 acres that will be donated back will have a conservation easement on it, and will be used for recreational and educational purposes, with recreation being passive recreation, trails for passive recreation.
Are they gonna call it Dreamland again?
I'd like to call it Dreamland. That would be my pick.
Yeah.
It's always the hardest, yet we walk on, alone in the garden. The day I knew the sight was over, some things you gotta lose before you find them. So Father, please, take the weight on my shoulders, some things you gotta lose before you find them.
I grew up not far from Dreamland, and as a boy heard stories of the park and played in its ruins. A while back I happened to read an article in the paper about Dreamland, and my thoughts drifted in a curious way to this place, as if something there was calling me. I first wrote a song in which I tried to capture the tenor of my feelings, yet somehow that expression in music wasn't enough. I felt compelled to explore in more depth the story of Dreamland, and thus this film was conceived along with a collection of songs that I've made into a musical about the park. Very few pictures remain of the park. Dreamland does not give up her secrets so easily, yet by talking to those who went there, and by searching my own soul for its meaning, I feel that I have a better sense of not only Dreamland, but of the true nature of memory, of its role in our lives, of the currents of history that we live and pass on to others, and how the living must always safeguard what is left behind by those departed. We often glorify past times. We place them in a grander light than the days in which we live. Of this I plead guilty. The generation who spent summer days and nights at Dreamland, and who grew up in the Great Depression and were tested and tempered by World War II, have a civility that I often find vacant in my own day. The allure of simple pleasures and the grace of daily obligations are two things I've discovered on this journey to Dreamland. Dreamland was the love of my life, a gentleman told me once, and he said it with such a longing in his voice. I can never profess to understand the depth of such affection so many people have for this place. Perhaps it's a symbol of their youth, but whatever those feelings are, they are private expressions of the heart. The Floyd family gave a great gift to their community, and as is so often with such a gift, a price is paid by the givers. I'll leave it to Joe to tell of this gift and the meaning of Dreamland. As for me, I see the lake at night, feel the wind whistling through the willow trees, hear the swing music from the bandstand, identify with the textile workers who worked so hard for so little, yet had so much. To them and to me, Dreamland was a honey. So if you will excuse me, it's a Saturday night in my soul, and I'm going to Dreamland.
Sad note of the Dreamland story, wasn't it?
Yeah, for me it was.
Yes, sir.
You know, and then my dad died in '57, and so I lost my mama, which is paramount, and my dad was my best buddy when I lost him. So that's two tough things in my life, and I didn't get over my anger with God till I was 50-something years old.
For taking your mom so young.
Yeah.
And you were, gosh, you were only one.
I was about 12.
You weren't that old at all.
Yeah. And I left home right after that and went to Charlotte. Worked in Charlotte I worked on a platform loading freight at Horton Motor Lines at night.
So just a young boy out on your own working.
Yeah.
And then you entered the service.
And,
so the family still kind of, even after your mother's passing, still stayed.
Well, my mother passed,
together.
the whole family was shot, you know.
Yeah. She was kind of the glue.
Yeah, she would glue the hell together. And,
what would this place mean to you?
oh, yeah.
If you had to just give a feeling about it.
I loved it. In other words, I couldn't think of a better place to grow up. You know, it just was, my family was together and we had a good time together. There was very few crosswords, and I just loved it. It was like, well, it was on, you know. And then, of course, when Mother died, I left here and went up to Charlotte, and it was all over by that time, you know.
So when Mom died, it kind of almost took the dream with her, didn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. And she was a honey.
It's been fun, but it's time to run. I guess I'll see you at Dreamland. Summer has to end, but it will come again. I guess I'll see you at Dreamland. There are places, fading faces, so lost in time, When life is rough like it always does, you'll find comfort there. Listen close, you hear swing music play. I got some friends waiting for me at Dreamland. If your heart is right, perhaps dreams come true. Yes, I'll see you at Dreamland. There are places, fading faces, so lost in time. When life is rough like it always does, you'll find comfort there. Now the years have flown and the park's long gone, but that's alright, I'm waiting for you at Dreamland. I was like a bird that lost its way, but I'm here to stay. I will see you at Dreamland. 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 In the summer before the war, we took that language down. We took the Duke and Charlie all the way from Blue Ridge Drive. In the summer before the war, the park was alive. We took that language down. In the summer before the war, we took that long